2023 Winternationals in the stager lanes here for Q1. Such a good time of the year. I love it here. So yeah, we've done bugger all to the car. Give the carby a clean out because it was sitting for a while just after that final at Palmyra where we run off a little bit. Couldn't really see anything in the data as to why. So just going through a little simple stuff, I guess you call it. Up the shift light 200 RPM just to try and get us closer to that 1000. Yeah, we've got a few little changes aside from that. Hey?
What are you doing in there?
Probably I'll just put 10 or something. Yeah, you're right. You'll be in the video. Got an intruder there, old Marky. But yeah, no, we'll probably throw a 10-10 or a 10-11, I think, as our prediction for today. The weather's very similar to Palmyra, a little bit less humidity, same altitude. But yeah, we're just going to start trying to reference that logbook. So using the app, using the logbook, trying to come to tracks and, you know, have a educated guess for the first one and see how we go. And obviously every run we're just going to improve our database so we can make better predictions. So anyway, we're sitting here, we've got Super Street running at the moment. We're about the third in line for Super Sedan, so let's get out and let's put one together. Alright, Q1 done and dusted. A little bit slower than expected, but it looks like the 60 foot was a big factor there. We're down about 8 numbers, so we're 1.568 to the 60. I can't really see exactly why that happened, apart from the fact that this track is absolutely killer and sticky as, so I'm feeling that from what I can see, the drive shaft is very tame versus Palmyra, the RPM, so I think it's just bogging the engine. But I don't mind what it runs, we just need to now go another time that's close to that. So we went 10:29 with the 6 at 135.4. So our half track mile an hour of 106, that's similar to what we're running at Palmyra. Full track similar. I feel like we're making similar power, we're just not getting up on the tyre quite as much, being that this track is, yeah, it's honking. So same delay I had in the box then, the delay box, and went 0.012. So my last hit with that delay was 0.014 in Palmyra. Yeah, I'll take that. That's a decent result. And aside from that, we had it a bit hotter then, just trying to get it hotter, but then I couldn't get the heat out. So probably this run won't be quite as hot. So it'll be interesting to see if that is a factor. But I trended all the runs from last event, and I couldn't really see a trend from hot to cold as to when it run off or run quicker. So anyway, we'll get out for our next run pretty soon. Alright guys, we're back in the lanes here for Q2. Forecast is very similar to the last run. Probably a little bit of a headwind, the flags are just standing up, but yeah, it's hard to call it with this car. As you know, we've been throwing a few curveballs quite a bit, so I'm just hoping for a high 1020 again, if not a low 1030. I just really hope it doesn't take off and run a 10-1 something, but you watch this car make an absolute fool out of me in the next few minutes. But anyway, as long as we can cut lights, puts us in the hunt. So yeah, we went 12 on the tree in that last one. Leave the delay alone, let's have a smack of that. See if we can't go, yeah, another 12 on the tree. That'd be ideal. Looks like we'll be in the same lane. But yeah, that's about the basis of what we're planning on this run. So we'll go get some, and I'll wrap it up on the way back. Well, as So another cool feature of this fuel tech is something I've been doing in the lanes every few runs, just have 2 or 3 hits to see the tree, but it's got a practice tree built into it, which obviously uses my actual button, uses a delay setting that I have set into it, and then I just have to select my rollout. So I set my rollout at 0.3, but just a bit of an indicator, so we'll just have a hit and see how we go. .035, go one more hit. .067, oh, it's not a real nice spread. I might finish it with a better one than that. Back to a 39, there we go. So, you know, just right now, inside I feel like, right, I've had a few hits, I've seen the tree, it's not going to be a shock when it drops out there for me, because I've seen it 5 minutes before, so just something I like doing. But you know, same as a practice tree, but obviously it's literally the vehicle, you're sitting in it, you're suited up, so yeah, just thought I'd show you that, guys. Yep, this car is going to break me, but we'll persist. We just went 10.16, so we picked up over a 10th. Only 3 numbers to the 60, but yeah, making power up top, another mile an hour at half and quarter. Another good light, 017, so we went 012, 017. I'm going to need that on race day the way this car's running, but I recognised then that it was quicker. The shift light was actually on before the finish line, the run before it wasn't, so you know, that may be just something I've got to reference going down track in racing, that, you know, if the shift light's coming on, I'm going fast, and if it's not, I'm going slow, and just dial to suit that plan. But one more run tomorrow morning, and it's going to be a similar time to our first round Saturday, so it's going to be the real make or break run, because it's similar time, probably going to be similar conditions, car's going to be, you know, similar temp, similar sort of setup around tyres, track conditions, etc. So yeah, we're having fun, we're out here, we're having a dig, chopping the tree, so all we can do is just have a crack. That's what we're doing, so we'll get this car turned around, get it on charge overnight, review some data, fill out my logbook, and yeah, I think we'll just nut out a plan from there. But one more run tomorrow, so let's get it. Alright guys, yep, in the lanes, Q3, it's blown out a bit, we're about 6 o'clock at night, we're a little bit behind, but that's alright. Yeah, we'll get some data out of this, try and help with our dial-ins tomorrow. Yeah, the density altitude, it's gone down from the last run, but with this car, there's no real consistency or any sort of rhyme or reason at the moment, so I'm just going to have to sort of base it just off my shift light, see how early it comes on, and I'll before I get my time slip, I'll try and call what I run, if you know what I mean, just to make myself accountable, to see if I am sort of getting close to what I think it may run. But ultimately we just need to chop this tree down, because yeah, the car's not good enough to sort of get me out of trouble on race day. So we'll go out, hopefully we can go out and run a 10.15. That'd be beautiful. It's in the ballpark of where we've sort of been in that second one, but yeah, we've got a long road ahead of us, so I've got to do my job at the start line and then worry about the rest later. So we'll have a crack now. 18, a 10.12 to a 10.14. So we'll see how we go there. If it makes a fool of me, I'm in trouble tomorrow. If I pick it alright, well maybe we got half a chance. But anyway guys, stay tuned. Alright, yep, car's made a bit of a mockery of me, but I called it in the right direction. Yeah, definitely fast. I definitely seen them lights glowing early. We went 10.07. 137 mile an hour. 60 the same as earlier, but I knew the weather was better, but I've zero trust in the car, so I just went, well, we'll go around what we've already run. But yeah, it's basically got me beat there, guys. I'm just gonna have a crack at dialing it from there. All right guys, second best day of the year right here, Saturday of the Winternationals. So we're just suiting up here now. We're in the pits, but we're just about to head out. They've just given us the call. So yeah, we went fast last night. Weather's similar, thinking like 10.08, 10.09 dial, just to have maybe a little in the bank, and yeah, just see how this shift light goes coming up to the finish line, see what decision I make. If the car runs slower like it has been every now and then, I'll cop it on the chin, but yeah, I don't think it's in my best interest to dial slower with the way I've been driving. The fact I am qualified 43rd out of 50 tells me obviously I'm racing a faster car, and it could be considerably faster. Yeah, basically the plan is, need to get out, I'm going to get into top, not do anything, basically no throttle, no brakes, nothing. I want to try and get a look at my competitor once I'm into top gear. So I need to really get my head around, have a look. From there, I'm going to go back to me dash and go, righto, what lights, when's this light showing up near 1,000 foot? From there, I'm going to make a decision. If it's on early, I'm marching. If it's on late, I'm probably not going to have to kill any, but I really need to spot this competitor. And obviously I really need to chop this tree down. I've been 12 to 22. I could probably pull 2 out of the box, and that sets me up 10 to 20, but I just feel like maybe these first round jitters, maybe that's calls for me being on the money and really letting go, because I am feeling really good. So yeah, just the car that gives me that little bit of self-doubt, but I've just got to do my job. So we'll get down into the lanes and roll out, and it's pretty well random draw in the first round. You just got fast lane, slow lane, or 2 of each, and the marshal at the front just sort of matches them randomly, fast versus slow, outside in, inside out, whatever it may be. So yeah, we've got the capability of changing dial-ins on this bad boy, delay boxes. We'll have a hit on the little practice tree on here in the lanes, 2 or 3 hits just to see if we land around that 29 to 40 mark. Seems to be my good hits on this tree. So anyway, let's roll on out. I'm so keen. Let's do it. Just checking my heart rate on the smartwatch here, just to see how I'm going. Obviously a few nerves, but my usual resting heart rate is 79 to 59 to 71, sorry, and I'm sitting at 110 right now. So just trying to take a few deep breaths. It's good. I wouldn't do it if I didn't get this feeling, but just need to make sure we can flatten ourselves out when we get out there. So anyway, just thought I'd give you a look at that 111. So yeah, modified are rolling up, we're up to them, so getting close. Alright guys, so we've just been watching a bit of modified in the first few laps of the super sedans, and there's a lot of breakouts. So the plan here is we can't trust the car, so I'm going to dial it to 10.09 I think, which I've got my indicator, it'll tell me at roughly 1,000 foot, am I marching, am I not? But I don't know if everyone else here is picking up that, there's breakouts. So if it's a case of, me having to get behind, give the stripe back to old mate, send him to a breakout, that may be the way it pans out at 1,000 foot, but I've got to crunch that tree. If I crunch the tree and let him take the stripe, I'm done. So I've got to be 15 on the tree, basically. All better, I'd love to be 00, but I'm set up best of 12. We'll see where we land, but yeah, basically that's our plan. I don't think I can afford to dial quicker, just with the trust I have in this car, being from 10.29, 10.16, 10.07. Let's just dial close to what we run last night, a little bit back from it, and put the ball in their court. We'll run our own race, and hopefully we get a win line. need a moment. Holy. Yeah! Alright guys, I've had a bit of time to settle. Sorry for the carry on, but yeah, that's just what it means to me, I guess. I'll give you a wrap up of the pass. So 7:15 in the delay. We run the same delay all weekend so far. As we know, we've been 012, 017, 022 for that round. As I said, gonna leave it alone. I'll set up 12 to 22. I went to the left lane, which I hadn't had a hit in. Is it quicker, or did I just get a hold of it? I don't know, but we're going to adjust that delay for sure, because we just went 002 on the tree. So basically the way the run panned out, I didn't get to have an early look, I don't believe. You obviously would have watched the in-car footage. I haven't watched it yet, I'm out here at the track still. So pumped it into top gear, turning my head, turning my shoulder, having a look and going, you know, in my head early, I was thinking he ain't going to catch me. But I don't have the confidence to make any decisions on that just yet. So I sort of rode it as long as I was comfortable. He was getting closer, and the closer we got to the finish line, the more confident I was to say he's not getting there. Basically, you probably see it in the footage, I primed the brake, I get my foot close to it, and then basically at one point, maybe the mile-an-hour cone or so, I got out of it and just jammed it. Went through 131, dropped about 6 miles an hour. So 8 thousandths package, so we went 002 light, 10096 on a 1009. Run completion looks like it's a low 1007 to a high 1006. Weather conditions, as much as they were slightly different, I believe there was you know, density altitude was up, but so was the barrow. So I think they sort of even, like the conditions basically evened each other out. There were a lot of breakouts this morning, but we did have that break before our run. There was an oil down, so the conditions continued to worsen somewhat. So yeah, look guys, I'm absolutely stoked. There's no monkey on this back right now, so I've got some decent content for you. Finally, we've got a win in a round. This is only first round of Winters, mind you, but this is a massive event. This means everything to me. So we've got 5 to go, so let's see if we can't package up a few more. Yeah, it's about 1 o'clock now, so we're not up till probably 6 or 7 tonight, if they even run us, pending, you know, group 1 delays, etc. So we'll just sort of service the car somewhat. Yeah, we'll just let it sit now, have it ready, top it up with some fuel, so if we do get a call, we'll warm it up and out we go. So good work guys, let's get after it. Just got the call round 2. It's about 5:30 PM Saturday night at the Winters. So we got Mick Newport in that green Tirana. He took care of me at that last 400 under event. So yeah, we've got some unfinished business there. So yeah, I've added 10.010 in the delay box. He's playing at home, so it sets me up 12 to 32 across this weekend on me hits so far. So I feel comfortable. You know, 002's an awesome light that last lap, but you're living dangerously when you're letting go with that delay every time. So and at this stage I'll double check the weather. Got my logbook, got my phone app, check the weather. Thinking probably 10:08. Conditions are getting very similar to our 07 last night, and we're on an 07 today. So I'll have a bit of a call there a bit later when I'm in the lanes, because it's probably still 20 minutes to half an hour till we're out. So all right, stay posted. Alright guys, we're in the right lane this time, so you'll have a little bit of footage shooting across from the finish line, so hopefully it's some good content this time, not me backing off. Yeah, check them now mate, get them down near to 11, just gonna set the tyres. We're about to head up, yeah, it's gonna be good. Yep, cool, when we're ready. Alright, 10 in the delay box, and we're gonna go 10:07 on the dial board. Here we go. you got to get lucky sometimes. Driver error. Just didn't plant my finger on the button before I mashed it, and the car lunged a bit. Having a delay box, you can't adjust your reaction time on the fly. Me, in all my wisdom, go, let's see the light, and let's just be, you know, bang, let's let go on it, but not absolutely crunch it, and we go 128 on the tree. So I let go, and the car, it was green and the car was hardly moving, and I went, oh, winters is over. And then I'm going down track. I actually shifted up a bit higher because I was just angry. I wanted to try and at least imitate me getting further ahead to dump him. But yeah, I just looked up and I seen wind light on in my lane. So he went 42 red and run a mile off, 15 seconds or something. So, you know, you've got to take them ones, but I'm really not very proud of that run at all. Yeah, this is all new to me. It's not a pass mark, but I'm through to the next round, so I've got a bit to think about. Yeah, I don't know. The process, I just felt like there was something different about it. I don't know. I might have to rewatch the video, to be honest. I was bumping slow. It was a little bit of a burn down. Like I wasn't burning him down. I was just bumping me way in. Lights come on together, and I might have been a tickle rushed or something. You know what I mean? And I've gone, it's going to come on in a minute, and sort of simultaneously did it. So anyway, you got to take that. So let's get back, read some data. Oh, by the way, we went 10.04 with a 7 at 138 mile an hour with a slower 60 than earlier. So this thing is just, yeah, it's loving life, this engine, holy. So anyway, we'll go again tomorrow. Sunday, winning at Sunday. How good's this? Get the race on the big show. So we're into the third round. It's about, oh, loud environment. What do we got here? 20 to 9, Sunday morning. So exciting stuff. We're up against Hamish Strawn by the looks, in a black Commodore. So just waiting to see. He's the faster car, runs about 970s. He'll get to pick the lane. I'll get put into whatever lane he doesn't want. So yeah, looking at forecast today, weather is better right now, but you know, we've still got 25 minutes ish until we've got to sort of run. So usually this time of morning, you know, the altitude does climb quite rapidly. We're still negative 100 feet 10 minutes ago. See if this is going to refresh for us. Still negative 15 feet. Humidity's up, baro's up. I'm thinking, yeah, after last night, we went to 10.04, but I did shift it about 250 RPM higher just because I was wild at how bad my reaction was and the fact I'd made a mistake. So, you know, that was my get out of jail free card, that run. So today, yeah, we'll get back on it, see what lane we're in, try and cut a light on him and get out and ride some brake and take as little stripe as possible, and hopefully it falls in our favour. So let's get down these lanes and get it done. All right, quick change of a tyre. Got an unwritten rule from the IHRA stewards. They can't show it to me, but they assure me I have to wear fire pants. Doesn't say it on the IHRA matrix, but I'll take their word for it because they know what they're talking about. So anyway, we're about 5 minutes off. So got these lucky suckers on. Let's go. guys, that's a win. Happy. Got a hold of the light, like felt good letting go. Didn't shock me, but 36. It's a pass. Just, yeah, got it, man. Yep, 36. All right, I think I might have got interrupted in that last little wrap up, but back to it now. We're getting ready for our 4th round here at the Winters on Sunday. Last run, yeah, it was the 036. We went a 10.18 at 126, so you probably see I was sort of riding the brake through probably 900 foot. I haven't watched footage, but that's how I felt. You know, let him in a bit closer, and then just dumped it close to the line. We were on probably, by looking at our data, 200s. We're on like an 04, 05 sort of thing as it was. So we were on the money with our 05 dial, but we knew we had to kill some numbers. So yeah, I'll just keep an eye on this weather station now. It's coming up to, you know, 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock even by the time we run, and then they're quick back-to-back runs then. So we'll have some heat in the car. We'll be trying to get out, but yeah, we're still in, we're here. We're gonna try to chop this tree and make the job easy at the finish. So talk to you in the lanes. All right, we're down here in the lanes. Conditions have worked. So we're gonna dial about a 10.06. That's what we've got on the board right now. I think it's on an 06. So you know, the car has been a little bit unpredictable, but I feel like I'm at the point I have to trust it. Running a 1040 car, it's old 1047, so he's going to get the slight lead on me. He's going to get out early. I think at wheel stands and 60's hard, I 60 slow. He runs mid 120 mile an hour, I run 137, so it's going to be a weird looking race, but anyway, I'm going to do my best. I'm in the left lane, I'll be looking across this way. You'll see me hopefully priming that brake pedal and giving it a little snap over the finish line, and hopefully we turn another one on. So let's go.
last event. We've been talking about it all weekend. This car is going into a museum. That is how famous the bricklayer is.
Yeah, I have it on authority for some sources training. There's going to be a party either way. Down in the bricklayer pit area. So as this
Well, we have it now. Graham Cooper, the Frawley Signs EH Holden wagon, the bricklayer. In beside him, Ace Edwards, the Nitz Hydraulic Firebird. We know this is Graham Cooper's last event. We've been talking about it all weekend. This car is going into a museum. That is how famous the bricklayer is.
Yeah, I have it on good authority from some sources, Janie. There's going to be a party either way with down in the bricklayer pit area. So has this car seen its last 400 metres of racetrack, or is the story still to be written? Graham's got his work cut out as Ace Edwards has cut a better light and will be charging hard. It's a 10.47 for Graham. What can he do? The win will go to Ace Edwards, a 10.09 on a 10.06 dial-in. And for Graham Cooper, unfortunately, the story has been told, but the crew down there, I'll tell you what, folks, put your hands together for Graham Cooper, folks. That is drag racing history. I've got goosebumps, Janie.
Same here. What a career Graham Cooper has had with the bricklayer. My gosh, it's just not going to be the scene. The scene of drag racing is not going to be the same without it. Congratulations, though, to Ace Edwards making the final. It's been a super tough super sedan field here, and it's not over yet. But how's that on the replay? The final pass there for the bricklayer. Oh, we just see the bumper there of Ace Edwards getting slightly buckled as it goes over the mound of Willowbank Raceway and into the break.
I hope I got it. I think I got him. Unless I broke out on the brakes, but yeah, baby. Wow! Let's go! Right, guys, we're rushing around for the semi. 3 out of the delay box. Off my 002, my best hit of the week. Set up 10 foul. That's the guy to me through. Yep. Looks like I might be going in the right lane, so yeah. Set up 2 foul tighter on the lane, 10.04, 160 mile an hour in the other lane. So I've got my work cut out for me to looking to see where he is. The last run was on maybe a low 05, high 04. Not sure how heat reacts to this vehicle, so yeah, I'm really just gonna have to, really gonna have to give it a go. I don't know what she's telling me. Anyway, let's get some. All right, just taking a breath. I'm in the left lane again. I think he runs 860s or something at 160. I'll check the dial boards after the burnout. So, yeah. Woo! Holy, semi-finals of the Winternationals. I'm a winner already. So, let's get after it. 2 to go. Let's get a Goldie. What the hell is going on? Winternationals final. Damien Morris in a Monaro. He just run 10.06 on a 10.08. I just run 10.08 and a 10.04. Not sure how lane choice works here or whatever. We'll have a yarn to him in a minute, see what he's dialing, see how it works. I'm not phased. I don't get caught up on lanes. Went 21 on the tree then with the 2 out of the box, and we took 3 stripes. So I'm glad I took that 2. I probably only would have got there by 1, or things could have been totally different. But either way, winning that's final, baby. This is this is what dreams are made of. Listen to me croaky voice. Woo!
All right, pull your head in. All right, time to get it done. He's just hopping in his car now, so anyway, let's do it. I think I just won the Winternationals.
Yeah, I did actually see the car cave the nose a little bit later. Actually, there's looking. He's got the issue with the dialing. It's 10:07 on his car. His sedan's come up to 10:01. So this is a really good learning situation for anyone that races in bracket racing, because it's up to the driver's responsibility to accept that the dialing is correct. He's seen that it's not right, and he's pulled up and said, guys, you need to change it. It's 10:07. Yep, and it is absolutely the driver's responsibility to check that. We have seen races lost this weekend from drivers not checking it, and that's good heads-up driving there from Ace Edwards. It doesn't disrupt his preparation at all. We'll find out a little bit of a staging job here. No one wants to go in. Morris is in first. Beats a 10:04.5 on a 10:04. So very, very close race there in the final round.
God,
here
what
in Super
can't he
Sedan.
do
I'll have
that
to have a look at the replay on that one and see just how tight it was at the finish line.
Too much on the start line there. Next up, we've got the Super Sedan final. Damien Morris on the start line in his Holden Monaro.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is probably one of the biggest races of his career, this single pass here, because it's not every year you find yourself in the final of the Winternationals at all.
Absolutely not. And he's got Ace Edwards in the lane beside him. And Damien Morris now going through the burnout procedure. Ace Edwards, a former junior dragster competitor, has raced an extreme bike. He's got an extreme bike at home that can go well over 200 miles an hour. This weekend, though, he's in Super Sedan. He's a bracket racer at heart.
Absolutely. I did actually see the car cave the nose a little bit there.
Actually,
now, I'm just looking.
He's got the issue with the dial in. It's 10:07 on his car. He's seen that it's come up as 10:01. So this is a really good learning situation for anyone that races in bracket racing, because it's up to the driver's responsibility to accept that the dial in is correct. He's seen that it's not right. He's pulled up. He said, guys, you need to change it. It's 10:07.
Yep. And it is absolutely the driver's responsibility to check that. We have seen races lost this weekend from drivers not checking it. And that's good heads-up driving there from Ace Edwards. Now, does it disrupt his preparation at all? We'll find out. A little bit of a staging duel here. No one wants to go in. Morris is in first. Edwards not too far behind. Clean greens both sides of the racetrack. 17 thousandths of a second difference on the start line. A little bit of a haze coming out of the back of Ace Edwards' car. Great side-by-side race. And it will be Ace Edwards who takes the win. A 10.08 on a 10.07 dial-in beats a 10.05 on a 10.04. So very, very close race there in the final round here in Super Sedan. I'd love to have a look at the replay on that one and see just how tight it was at the finish line.
Yeah, 19 thousandths of a second across the finish line here. Have a look at the replay, yeah. Both cars out 0.23 to an 0.40 on the start line. Ace Edwards had a 10.07 dial and he went 10.084 on that 10.07. Damien Morris was a 10.05 on his 10.04 dial in. 19 thousandths of a second. What a race in the final of Super Sedan. No one will be unhappy with that.
No, absolutely not. Look at the front splitter on the car of Ace Edwards as it goes across the finish line here. Right there.
It did that in the previous round as well, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe...
Hey, we're coming to you. Tim, is it? Oh my God. Jeez,
We just won the Winternationals! Oh, let's have a look at the package. I got out, very nice. Let's see if it makes a fool of me. But either way, we have a time slip that says winner, winner. What did we do here? Ah, resubmit, resubmit. Damn, I got to resubmit my password. Come on. Just had an interview and nearly cried on TV. Had the old croaky voice going. Aussie bracket racer. What? Nope, we don't want top sportsman. Super Sedan. 023, 1008. They still dialed me at 10.0, oh yeah, 10.01, but 10.07. Yep, on the brakes. 040. Well, what do we got? Margin. Let's have a look at this slip. I took 19 stripe, 23. Oh baby, oh baby. Great race, great race. Righto guys, we're home, we're unloaded. It's been a few days since the event. I've been pretty busy, so finally getting a chance to sort of wrap up, you know, how I feel about it all. Yeah, still hasn't sunk in, just in absolute disbelief that, you know, 1 minute we had a car that was just completely unpredictable, undialable, running 2 tenths apart, to a car that somewhat repeated, you know, 6 passes in a row. Like it was predictable. It was on a 10.0 something every lap. I felt like I dialed it pretty good every lap, you know, as best I could anyway, just going off the limited data I had from weather, etc. But yeah, I guess I helped that cause by having some relatively good lights. You know, obviously minus the lucky win in the second round where I lunged forward. I just had a moment. And yeah, we went 128 on the tree, but I'll take a lucky one any day of the week. But moving forward, you know, I can't have lapses like that because it could have as easily been all over. So anyway, Winternationals winners, Super Sedan. In our first real crack. We did have a go last year and the car was even worse. We ran about 2 1090s and then about 11.1 and 11.40 in the first round, and it was way off. So that was our first crack at, you know, having a go with a car that could compete. So yeah, I'm over the moon with that. My driving, I think, has improved out of sight. Like I'm still a long way from where I want to be and need to be to compete with some of these other guys in the class. But yeah, I think take out my miss in round 2, which was a 128. Through the other 5 rounds of racing, I averaged a 24 reaction time. The spread was about 039. I went 002 to 041. So, you know, that's okay, but it's probably not quite good enough to where I want to be. But I'll continue to work on that. That's just more of a driver issue. That's more practice on the practice tree, and you know, a little bit of car setup as well. But yeah, ultimately we've got a bit of a hot rod at the moment, running 10.0s, doing it pretty easy. So yeah, really excited to see where we progress from here. I feel like I've sort of just achieved a lifelong goal. So I'm a little bit, taken back, and I'm going, oh, like, let's reset. What's next for me? Obviously I want to just keep racing and trying to win, but I'm the type of person who likes to actually set goals and achieve them. Like, I like to quantify them, not just say, yeah, I want to win. Like, that's cool, I do want to win, but whether it be winning a certain amount of events or a certain type of event, winning in a different class, as in, this car fits into Super Street as well. I've always had dreams around running some type of dragster in modified, but these are just more long term. I'm not going to go out next week and buy a dragster, but I guess it's at some stage in in racing, you got to stop and have a bit of a think about where you want to be in a year, 5, 10. So yeah, sounds like pretty deep talk there, doesn't it? Like, life goals, when it's just racing, it's just something we do on the side for a bit of fun and whatnot. But if I'm going to be spending all this money, I do want to be competitive. I do want to set tough goals, and I want to make myself accountable, and that's sort of what this video does as well. I get out there and I tell you guys blah blah blah, whatever it may be, and then ultimately I think I do a pretty good job of putting it out there. I don't hide a lot, as much as I'd like to, as much as I'd like to say delete on certain videos or certain things I say or do. But yeah, if I can just hold myself accountable, I think overall it'll make me a better racer. So yeah, so anyway guys, yeah, still a bit more review for me to go on. My logbook's all filled out. I've been sort of having a look through it to see if there's room for improvement in certain areas, or looking back and going, was that the right call to dial this in? So I'm just going through, basically just on the internet searching, run completion formulas, watching videos to see what people are using, just to see if I can get better predictions. Because obviously when I'm riding the brake and hitting the brake over the line, you really want to be able to get a run completion that's accurate, so you can then redial the car to suit. So yeah, just little things like that I've just got to learn and progress with, and it's just going to make me a better racer. So I might leave it at that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm so glad I could actually string something together for you and bring home a trophy. So yeah, if you're liking it, like, subscribe, share, do what you got to do. Really appreciate it. Just trying to grow it a little bit. Ultimately I love watching these videos, as I've said before. So if you guys do too, if anyone out there is interested in putting their own together, I won't be offended. I'm not the only one out there doing it, so go for it. I'll be your first, subscriber. I'll be straight onto it, and I love it. So yeah, bracket race until I die. See you guys.
Can't win if you know better than 50. No chance if you holding a 10th, cause we will get to the stripe and you will get sent. It's all